What's up, everybody? I'm Bobby Nuggs, and you're tuned into Carrying the Torch podcast, where we highlight the path blazed by visionaries and pioneers from all walks of life. Today is actually a very special day. It's our debut episode number 1. So I'm super proud of that. You know, we had to come correct with an absolute banger of a guest for today's show. We have in-house a breeder, tie-dye aficionado, a pizza enthusiast, flame-working glass blower, world-renowned breeder, the legend himself, Chem Dog. Chem, how are you today?
Good, Bobby. Thanks for having me on your show. Appreciate it.
It's an absolute honor.
Especially being the first one on here. That's cool. Thank you.
My first ever podcast, so, you know, I think that I had to come correct and have the legend himself on the show.
Oh, thanks.
No, it's an honor, my brother. How was the drive down?
Oh, good. I went from our grow, over in Sheffield, Mass, over to here. It was about almost 3 hours. So.
My man made the trek down to Fall River at Underground Lounge to make sure he was on the show tonight. I appreciate that more than you know. Without further ado, I want to make sure we took a moment to just stop and pause and thank our sponsor, Turning Leaf Dispensary in Northampton, Massachusetts. Great people, great product, great prices. Go visit them. Tell them Carrying the Torch podcast sent you. Thank you guys for helping us keep our flame lit over here at Carrying the Torch. You know, I wanted to kind of start things off with a little bit of an icebreaker, so we can have a little bit of a fun, kind of get the jitters out of the way. Because I don't know about you, but I'm still not used to this type of stuff.
No, I'm good. Right there with you, man.
I don't know if I'll ever actually get used to it.
I'm the same way.
It keeps me on my toes.
Yeah.
Most of all, and I think keeps me a little sharp, and it makes sure my quality, and I care.
Yeah.
I care a lot about all this stuff, and to be on the other end of this today again and interview you is awesome.
Oh, thanks,
so let's get into this icebreaker a little bit.
All right.
We call it this or that.
Okay.
It's a quick A or B. I got like 15 questions I want to ask you, and you just choose which one you like best. All right. All right. Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Flower or dabs?
Flower.
Chem Dog or Chem 4?
Chem Dog.
All right. Apple or pumpkin spice?
Apple.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
West Coast or East Coast?
West. No. I can't say that.
Can't say that.
East Coast. I don't know. I didn't mean to actually say that. But
Hey,
no,
without
East
the
Coast.
West Coast, I don't know if things would be as interesting as
East
they are.
Coast all the way.
Summer or fall?
Fall.
Me too. Steelies or Dead Bears?
Steelies.
For life?
No, I can go back. I like both. I can't just. that's a tough one. But
It
Steelies.
is a tough one.
Yep,
I don't wear a lot of Dead Bears.
Steelies just an iconic old
It
school.
really is. We have one actually signed from you over there in the hallway from like 5 years ago.
Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, I would go with Steelies. I'm gonna stick with that. 100%.
Sweet or savory?
Sweet.
Me too. All day I'm a candy. I love candy.
Yep.
Rock or reggae?
Reggae.
Yeah, me too. For life. I grew up on Pink Floyd, Rolling Stones.
That's the thing. It's like I gotta throw. I've seen the Rolling Stones. I've seen the Who. I've seen
That's amazing.
Pink Floyd. All at Foxborough, Gillette Stadium.
That's awesome. I got to go see David Gilmour at Madison Square Garden perform All Along the Clock Tower tour.
Oh, that's cool.
It was an amazing experience getting to see my first Pink Floyd laser show.
Yeah.
And then at being at MSG, it was like a party. I really didn't know what I was getting into. I'd always heard, you know what I mean? But that was like, I've never seen Roger Waters, but I'm a diehard.
I love Pink Floyd.
Diehard Pink Floyd fan.
They're
man.
great.
I'd say it's like Floyd then Dead for me.
But I do love a lot of reggae. I can't. I love Bob
too.
Marley, so it's like it's a tough.
For life.
So
reggae is everything. Sublime too.
Nice.
I love Sublime. Reggae is like a huge part of my life every day. All right. Now, on to the last question, which this was one of my favorite ones. Shorts or overalls?
Shorts.
Shorts? He's rocking shorts right now, my dude. Chem, it's good to get to know you a little bit more because I've always seen you behind the table at events or, being interviewed or in a magazine. So it's interesting to like get to hold a conversation with you without thousands of people around.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
I try to stay mellow and elusive,
Yeah, man. I think that's people find that interesting about you. I think that adds a little bit of intrigue about your character as a person, and I think that all stems back from this being all grassroots and underground in a lot of ways, right?
Yeah, exactly.
you come from an era.
Yeah, and I still walk around looking at the behind my shoulder, even though I have no issues or have no problem with not doing anything wrong, but just got it in you still, you know.
I think unfortunately it's
and you can
second
still
nature.
drive around with an ounce of weed in your car and your whatever, you know, wherever it's put away. But even if I'm driving, I still feel like I'm paranoid, you know, driving with it. It's weird, but yeah.
The rules and regulations just all over the United States are just all over the board.
They are.
So, you know, I still have friends
There's
that...
some states it's terrible. People are getting incarcerated for 2-3 joints. It's terrible.
Yeah, and still, like, in a lot of the southern states, I just had a friend recently who got locked up for a couple pounds, and they're trying to make a huge example out of him down in Georgia.
Yeah.
You know, so no matter how comfortable we are with legalization, I still think that we should fear the government a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with this whole Schedule 3, reschedule, deschedule thing. You know, there's a lot of negative things that can come with that.
Yep.
And I don't know if we're prepared to deal with the repercussions of such a thing happening, because it sounds like a lot of dispensaries could potentially close.
Yeah.
And it'd be detrimental for the industry right now as a whole. You know, I know you're familiar with the 280E thing.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like with Schedule 3, that might be the only good outcome.
Well, actually, yeah, that's true. Actually, the company I work for, Arcana Provisions, we're ESOP.
Yep.
So we're employee owned, so that 280E goes away with that.
Oh wow! So there's actually a way you could.
So that's already been done, you know.
Yeah.
So we're all
I actually never
owned.
heard that, because all you ever hear is people saying
and there's a few other companies. I think INSA's also ESOP. Also.
Oh wow!
I could be wrong. Don't take me. But
so that means you're able to have tax write-offs to benefit your business.
For the business that I can, yeah.
Because that's got to be extremely tricky for a lot of these guys. It's like, well, what do you do? You know. So I wanted to move on. Let's talk a little bit about legacy and origins, man.
Yeah.
You know, you're the legend chem dog, but you're not the strain. You know, when did you discover the strain? What year was it actually?
I was 18, and I just got out of high school, and me and my buddy decided to go on Grateful Dead tour.
Yeah.
You know, our first full tour, you know, straight up.
What year was that?
1991.
1991.
So we, you know, drove out, and the first, I don't know if it was June 6, 1991, and we were at Deer Creek in Indiana.
I've always heard about it.
Deer Creek Amphitheater in Noblesville, Indiana.
Yeah, I've seen photos.
And I was just went on Shakedown Street, this place where all the vendors are doing their thing and shit. And we were just looking for bud, because we just drove out from Mass, and we're like, fuck, we need bud for tour. So we were just looking for bud, and these two guys were saying kind bud. So we went, and they're like, there was a little line. We're like, what the hell these guys got? And it was that's when I met Joe B and P Bud, and they were like, this is weed that we're selling. It's 125 a quarter. You can only get a quarter though, because we're limiting people. And it's called, some people call it dog bud, some people call it chem weed. And the reason they call it dog bud is because it gets you so high and you roll around on the ground and you get high like a dog.
That's awesome.
So they said that. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, hey, you know, this is great. I was like, and I saw this flower. I was like, wow, this is some of the best looking, smellingest looking, greatest fucking flower I've ever seen. You know, I was like
it was incredibly stand out.
It was really stand out from a lot of stuff, even home grows back in Mass.
Well, for them to have been charging 125 a quarter back then.
I mean, back then, but that's weed. I mean,
that's those prices are kind of like $1,000 an ounce almost realistically.
Yeah, you know, it was crazy. So
but you get what you paid for.
Yeah, and I luckily exchanged phone numbers with them, and that was it. Tour went on, and that freaking quarter ounce lasted me the whole tour. I swear I kept the bowl for each show. Yeah. Just to smoke up, you know what I mean?
Tiny pinches.
Just a little
time.
smoky.
So
and
good.
Drums in space. I
don't feel guilty smoking each time.
So we did that, and I was like, fuck, I got to see if these guys even gave me a real phone number or what. And I reached out, and sure enough, it was, Joe B did give me his real phone number.
That's awesome.
We exchanged to get some bud sent back to Massachusetts. So I got an ounce this time, and there was $500 straight up for the ounce. And in that ounce, I had 13 seeds. And that was the beginning of it. And that was 1991. And I was living in Northampton, Mass, and that's when I started the Chem 91. Was in Northampton.
So Chem 91 started everything, and that was all on Grateful Dead tour in 1991 in Indiana.
Yep, that's why I didn't get the seeds then, but I got the connection.
Yeah,
then.
you got
that's
the connection then, which
I got the seeds back in August, and it was done by December. I grew my first crop of it.
I always remember, 06, 05, 04, 05, 06, KB hit Rhode Island really, really hard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And at that time, there were a lot of beasters still around.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And middies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you'd get a little bit of that, it was like, whoa. All right. Now I see, like, what everybody's talking about the skunk.
Yep.
Because KB had that signature, like, skunky, like, dark green nugs, super fluffy. And for us, too, when it would come around, it was just so unique. and a much more earthy, pungent gassiness,
You
which we
still
never
remember
knew.
those terps, and it's still, even to this day, I'm like, there's a few terps that I'm still looking for from back in the day, and you just can't find them much no more, you know?
Yeah, I always
But
say
you're
that
right, yeah.
weed's not as good as it used to be.
In certain ways, no, you're
Certain
right. It's
ways.
ways, you're right. It's weird, yeah.
I don't know
I don't know
what
if people are just, it's the
the
lights
genealogy
or what
being
they're
watered
doing.
down, the indoor
Think some
lights,
strange genetic drift after a while.
the LED change
Yep.
from the HPS,
I still
I
use
think was
HPSs.
huge. We all did,
yeah,
right?
we still do.
I definitely still have some friends who like the good mix.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
we
Which
just
I think.
up in Sheffield at Canterbury's. We just rounded out our biggest room 5. I had it's 49. No, it's 56 lights,
Wow,
and
it's got to
I
feel
got over
good.
6 pounds of light on each light.
That's
We
crazy.
crushed it. So even with HPS, we're still
That's awesome.
So
Wow.
if you can do the electricity, it's great to use HPS. But
Yeah, I always
a lot of
say
people
like
use LED. So like you said, it could be like it's water. I don't know. I don't get it.
all the
bud's
above. There's so
different.
many variables.
There is.
You know, and I guess just over time, I think strains just lose their vigor.
Yeah,
You know,
they do. Some do, I believe, and some don't. You
some
know?
do, some don't.
Also,
and
I also have this old dumb little saying: "Less science, more bro."
Yeah, no, I like that. I don't think people
Just,
realize though,
you
like
know, just
how
there's
much you
so
spent on
much.
even the electric bill for all that time to keep that around for
Yeah.
us to enjoy it now.
And it's all the science with all this shit lately, and all it's not like you just said. It's not like it used
Yeah.
to be. There was less.
When the automation
Science,
wave
more,
hit
bro.
and the computer growing and tech wave hit the cannabis industry, it changed everything for everybody.
Yeah.
In good ways, and I think in bad.
Yeah.
The bad ways I think would be we're not as hands on, emotionally and spiritually with the plant as we used to be.
Yeah.
And I think that shows in the end product a lot of the times. They always say, sing to your plants, play music for them, whatever you can do to make those female mothers feel good and to grow. I don't see a lot of people taking that super extra care like they used
No,
to.
yeah. I agree with that.
You jam out
100%,
when you're in
man.
the grow. You jam out to Grateful Dead.
Yeah, not all the time. The guys are playing all
Yeah,
sorts
playing
of
all
crazy
types of
shit.
stuff,
Yeah,
but the
they got
plants get
shit
some music.
cranking. Oh yeah. It's funny because, like you said, oh fuck, sorry, might have to
Brain
edit
farts.
that one.
Nah, no worries.
I was
I
going
wanted
good with this
I wanted to
thought,
move
too.
on a little bit and talk about some Grateful Dead tour memories with you.
Yeah.
Because I know that's a common denominator in our friendship now. We both love the Grateful Dead. I never got to see Jerry. I was a further kid.
That's all right.
You've seen
You
the
got
Grateful
in.
Dead over 200 times?
Yeah.
I can't
started
even
in
fathom
16,
that.
That was 1989.
So that's how many shows on average were back then were you seeing a year?
I was
on, like,
going
your best
like
year, 15 times.
Even like my junior and senior year in school, I was saving my days, my 18 days you could take off each year for Dead Tour. And my senior year, I had to even go to summer school so I could pass because I was,
That's awesome.
It was a lot of driving. Like Boston Garden, I would go for the whole run.
Yeah, that's
Madison
local.
Square Garden,
Up to New York.
I would do the 3 nights and then I would have to drive home.
Yeah.
Do the 3, and drive home after just to get to school and stuff. It was wild, but I did it because I loved it. I loved going to the shows. They were awesome.
And
It
from
wasn't
state
just
to
for the
state,
scene.
you would drive.
It was a lot it was more for the music.
I don't know if for anybody out there who hasn't experienced like a Grateful Dead show, Further, Rat Dog, Phil and Friends, anything like that. Shakedown as he mentioned, is kind of what makes everything what it is. Other than the band, it's the after party and the pre-party, and I can only imagine.
Yeah, and you think about it from '89 to '95, Jerry. That ain't that. If you 223 shows, it's a lot, but it's like think about it. You get 9 MSG shows, 6 Boston Garden, you're at 15 right there, and then
right
you have another spring tour. And then summer tour, you're doing 90. You can do 30, 40 shows a year. So
You got any OG Grateful Dead shirts in the vault?
I do. I wish I did. I can't
I hear
find
you.
them. I don't. Man.
My mom
I'm
passed
really
me down
bummed
a few,
out.
and they were taking.
I have some fish ones. I've seen a
some
lot of
fish?
fish shows too.
I will
But,
admit, this past summer was my first fish show.
Really nice.
And Disco Biscuits.
Did you like it or not?
I loved them.
Good.
Totally
different animal.
Totally different animal than the Grateful Dead.
Yep.
They're super jammy and like
Very
kinda
good
quicker.
musicians.
But dude, I had a great time.
Yeah.
And the music really like drew me in. So in my high school, Fish was huge, bouncing
Yeah.
around the room. Like we come from a small town of like outdoor growers. If you didn't grow, you rode dirt bikes or you were good at sports.
Yeah,
Because
that's
we only had
awesome.
500 kids in our high school. It was a lot like Western Mass.
Yeah,
They call it Foster Gloucester. Knoll School Foster Gloucester is what we're famous for.
that's awesome. I used to race 3-wheelers and 4-wheelers.
Did you? Oh, so we have Hoot Owl Scramblers.
87, 88.
Oh yeah, I was
Those are the year,
born on 2
84,
wheels.
83.
I'm an 88 baby. Right
But
now.
I did dirt bikes and stuff, but we raced like 3-wheelers, and then they got banned, and I went to.
I remember I rode a few 3-wheelers. They're scary. I rode a few
Yeah, we did that
3-wheelers
for
like
years.
in the snow too, with
Yep.
like chains on the tires.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm an outdoors boy. I'm a country kid. My family has owned the same farm for over 100 years.
Oh, that's awesome.
We have 50 acres in northern Rhode Island, so I was kind of like born on the property. And a lot of our family members throughout our town also have different land, different farms. So our town now is taking a turn for like super farm to table.
Oh, that's
Everybody
great.
has their own Black Angus cows and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, that's awesome. I never knew that. That's cool.
How old were you when you first partook in the plant, though?
16.
You were 16?
I was late, yeah. Not late, but I mean 16,
not
yeah.
too
I
late.
didn't really I started growing when I was 16 and a half.
When you were 16, so you kind of
Yeah.
jumped as soon as you
My
first
brother
took that puff.
had a house in our apartment, and I just went over and I said, you know what, dude, I'm going to take your fucking... can I take this closet over? And I just fucking
That's awesome.
grew some bag seed. I had grown, you know. But
Sometimes-
then his roommate started clipping nuggets off
Of
my
course.
plants. I'm going over there. I'm
Yeah,
like,
like,
all
what the
my
hell?
plants are getting like shinned
You
off.
never
of
take off
nuggets.
the
I was
top.
like, you know what?
You always
got
got to take off the
I
bottom.
had to wait till I was 18 and I moved out, you know,
Hey,
just so I could
yeah.
grow weed. I had a great relationship with my parents. It was just, they weren't
But you
letting me
jumped
grow
right
weed
into
at
it.
the
So as
house,
soon
you
as
know?
your first puff kind of intrigued you and sparked
16,
your brain.
yeah. I just
You were
kind of
like,
like,
what
I
is
loved
this?
weed. I don't get why or
Did
how.
you ever
And
get
my
a hold of
family-
any High Times mags?
No, I swear it was Cheech and Chong. To
Yeah.
this day, I think it was Cheech and Chong
Man.
influenced me because I don't have any. My family really weren't smokers.
Yeah,
My uncle did, but like no one really. You know, my parents are very. You know, no, it was weird. I don't know who the fuck would have brought me.
Yeah, no, I think Cheech and Chong
I
inspired
know. I remember we used to
generations.
sneak when we started getting cable back when we were younger. Sneaking in like Cheech and Chong movies on Cinemax and HBO and shit. So I don't know. I think
Nice
that's
Dreams had a major
I-
effect on me when I was 8, 9 years
It
old
sounds-
watching that. You
yeah.
know? Those guys, shout out Cheech and Chong, man. I think they've inspired every single person that we could imagine in
Yeah.
our community, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
And I actually got the chance to meet Cheech Marin in like 2014. And I gave Cheech his first dab.
Nice. How was
Yeah.
that?
It was amazing. He
Oh,
had a
that's
great
awesome.
experience.
That's cool.
Super low temp.
Yep.
He didn't even cough. So Cheech is a champ.
Yeah.
He was chilling with like a Grassroots tab. This was at the Grassroots Colorado break room in Denver, right before they got raided. And
And that was a while ago. I mean,
10
shit,
years
they
ago
got-
now.
I know, and they're
10,
still
10,
going
11
strong.
years ago. Shout out
Yeah.
Grassroots. Love you guys. The hats are killer.
Yep, I did a collab with them back in the day.
Hell yeah, I see your hats
I think
everywhere.
it was 19 or 18.
Yeah.
One. I forgot when. Maybe even
2019
earlier.
or
Maybe
18.
it was actually I might be.
Time flies.
You might be. Yeah, it might be way less.
Those guys, when
might be 15.
when
16.
dabs first hit, especially, they were like, you know,
They're huge in
counterculture
Colorado.
icons. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Adam Dunn as well.
Yep.
Colorado was just a mecca. I flew there in 2012 and
That was a big.
caught an event, and
Yep.
it changed my life.
Yep.
You know, I met a lot of people out there that are now still lifelong friends that gave me a lot of opportunities, and kind of why I'm sitting in this seat right now.
Yeah.
You know, so many years later.
Yeah.
It's
yep.
a trip. You know, time's flying, man. But I want to touch a little bit about, you know, for me, Fast Eddie, Rack, the Grateful Dead, the Wrecking Crew. A lot of those guys changed my life, even unknowingly. Did you ever get the chance to dose LSD in your life?
Oh yeah.
What was your first experience like?
It was hard. It's hard to remember. A lot of it.
Was it
I
more
love it.
visual?
Yes.
'Cause
It was, I remember dosing my first show at the Grateful Dead,
Yeah.
Gillette Stadium.
Experiences.
Foxborough
There's
Stadium.
nothing like that.
No,
You
it was
know?
it was great.
Probably gives you
know?
a little bit of goosebumps even thinking back to
That
those
was 89,
moments. You know,
88.
I was 365 days old.
Yeah.
I wish I got to see Jerry. My
It's
mom
very-
did.
It's a very, I believe it's a very important. LSD and psychedelics are very good for people. I believe in certain ways to
Most
use them in
definitely.
certain ways for sure.
Especially when it happens to find you.
Yep.
I always think and say that if you were chosen, you have a greater chance of it really benefiting your life in a lot of ways. For me
Very
personally,
true.
I'm a mental health advocate. I was on 120 Xanax a month up until I was 21. That year, I got dosed for my first time. In and out of rehab and mental hospitals, I spent over 130 days away.
Because of the Xanax.
Yep.
Yeah.
And everything. And one dose, I cold turkey took myself off of all pharmaceuticals. I've been doing this for the last 16 years. This was 2009. That same year, I went to my first music festival, and I started writing about what we all know and love.
That's awesome.
The plant. You
Yeah,
know?
that's great.
Kind of changed my life forever. I always had a way with words, and I was a poet at a young age. But once I took that dose, it rewired like just one wire.
Rewire someone.
And I started
That's
like
a great way to put it.
tailoring my writing and learn how to write articles.
Yeah.
I've gone on to write over 400 articles. I've authored cannabis curriculum for colleges, all because of sitting in a room smoking Cam Dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At my laptop. It's kind of crazy to think about. You know, I'm just super blessed. I know you must feel that all the time, getting to do this with your wife, and you being so beloved by all of us. It's kind of got to feel good now that you're kind of reaching like the OG phase, right?
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
man. I mean, you put in your work, you earn
Yeah.
your time, and you risk your freedom.
There's still lots of work to be
most of
done
all.
too. You know.
You know, that's why we were saying earlier.
The freedom, yeah.
I think that's the biggest aspect. We all gotten incredibly comfortable now that, you know, cannabis has gone so mainstream. But like we were saying, people are still risking their lives for this plant to try to help patients all over the world. I've had the chance to travel out of the country a lot over the last couple of years, and it's been interesting to see, you know, the progression super slow in other places and just incredibly fast elsewhere. So, you know, I hope one day that we can make sense of all this and there's more of like an overall regulation for everybody, because it's kind of unfair.
It's true, yeah.
You know, people in the Bahamas and elsewhere to deal with this type of stuff still and to have the fear of your door being kicked in and your kids being taken away.
In 2011 I got raided, you know.
Yeah, man, I was at, you know, that was something I wanted to touch on. I wasn't sure if it was like a sensitive subject. I'm sure it is. Like, I was at Wormtown, you know, when that happened.
Oh shit.
And a lot of your crew was like scrambling because I think that it happened like right before that.
Yeah.
And I was there with Low, with Arlen, and like with a lot of your OG peeps from Western Mass.
Yeah.
And people are just trying to scramble to help you,
which is
financially, and get the strains and to recover what you could, because you know, a lot of times you get raided.
And people
you let them out.
You always have them.
Which is
that's
a godsend.
one thing. If you have a nice strain,
that's how we lost a lot of strains, man, that we know and heard of and loved. The Purple Haze, a lot of stuff. People got raided and
lost.
All it takes is that one person who.
That's why you gotta back them up.
You're the only one with it.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't be greedy. You have to back them up.
It's crazy, and there was a lot of greed back then too, and a lot of gatekeeping with strains.
It was back then. It was different. It was a different.
Well, you had something so unique from everything.
Plus, you had to keep a very knit circle quiet because it was such a risk. You know, you had to be.
Yeah, the chem crew was different than the sour crew, but you guys all had your,
we all got along fine.
Yeah, man, I think that it's interesting how it all kind of comes back to New England. You know, I don't think people realize, like, Cali, yes, it's its own thing, but a lot of like the best growers, in my opinion, all came from the East Coast.
Yeah, there's a good
Florida
handful,
to the
100%
Massachusetts
in the
and
East Coast, 100%.
Even Sub cool, man. Sub was a Fort Lauderdale biker.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. You know, I knew he's not. Yeah.
And he moved to take refuge from the laws there, and it benefited immensely. The Green Avengers really inspired me a lot back in the day, and some of Sub's strains were like the first like really high terpene strains that I was like, whoa, I didn't know orange existed. Yeah. When I first tried Agent Orange, that like blew my mind. Who are some of your favorite breeders?
I honestly I like a lot of my guys. Like I like JJ, he's great.
Yeah, shout out JJ.
I also Cap is great. He's his Mac 1, his stuff is great.
I think he was just here in Boston.
Compound, them guys are good. I actually don't really have the Skittles crew. I really don't have any favorite. I don't want to I don't want to miss anyone out.
Can't choose favorites.
I can't but there's still a lot of great breeders out there.
There really are a lot of pound chuckers. But focus on who's doing it right.
Junkie has some great stuff.
All day, anything I try from him. Aficionado as well.
Aficionado is some. Well,
rest in peace, Big Buddha.
People, but yeah. He's got some good cheese.
Milo was an amazing human, and a lot of the cheese wave hit, but it seemed like the cheese kind of disappeared.
I did go to Amsterdam in '94 to judge the High Times Cannabis Cup, and when I went there, I had some fire chem I had grown in my car back in LaGuardia Airport. I went over to Amsterdam, and I was like, fuck, I got the best weed fucking around here. I'm like, what am I? Yeah.
Did you ever get the chance to enter
the cup? I'm like, guys, and that's how I met. I'm like, Danny Danko, and I'm like, guys, I have some weed in my car that'll blow your fucking minds.
So that's kind of
how it all started. Yeah, I'm like, and they're like, holy shit, Like,
I can only imagine, like we said, like it was just so much better than everything.
It was just a long, there's.
Shout out to Danko, man. Like Danny has been a mentor and friend of mine for years.
Great guy, yep.
He opens doors for people. He doesn't gatekeep.
No, he's a great guy.
Just a straight up solid OG, man. And man, I was like opening High Times magazines 15, 20 years ago, seeing his articles in there. Yeah. You're like, one day, I'm going to write an article and I'm going to meet him.
I used to go up to the office all the time and sell them guys weed, and they would get complaints from the lower floors because they would say the elevators would stink. So because they were all awesome. Like different floors with like bankers and insurance.
I always heard about the infamous High Times offices.
Yeah, they would get so and so much fucking reek the whole
Rick
place
Cusick, Bobby Black.
They would just
Steve Bloom, Stephen Hager.
Exactly. Yeah.
So many of those guys.
Here's an interesting one. Bobby Black designed my original ChemDog logo.
Did he?
Yep.
That's awesome. I know I can kind of see it because it's kind of rock and roll as fuck, man.
Well, it's just the dog and the green lettering.
But Bulldogs are kind of synonymous with rock and roll in a lot of ways. There are some
simple.
dominoes over there. I was like, damn, it'd be cool doing a little ChemDog photo shoot with the dominoes. My shirt needs to be straightened real quick.
No,
Shout
you're
out to
good,
the
yeah.
Chem Dog logo. I think this one almost glows in the dark. All right.
I did have some that glow. I don't know if
It
that
looks
was
like
but
this one
yeah,
does.
I
It almost
gotta
caught
do
me the
more.
other day. I want to just take another moment to shout out our sponsor, Turning Leaf Dispensary in Northampton, Mass. You guys are amazing. You do great things for the community, and you help people like us make our dreams come true. If you're in the area of Northampton, stop by Turning Leaf. Tell them Bobby Nugs and Carrying the Torch podcast sent you. So let's segue a little bit into our Pop Shop mystery box review. You in on the exotic snacks, Chem?
Sure. I mean, I'll try them. If that's, yeah.
Yeah, that's a new wave now. Getting
no,
exotic
it's a huge
snacks.
wave. Actually, we sell them in our stores.
Yeah, I
Canada
think
Provisions both
everybody
has them
wants
in our stores.
So the dispensaries
It's
ended
big.
up letting you guys sell snacks.
Oh yeah.
Has
Well,
that always been a thing?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because I know
yeah.
I don't usually see them in some stores. You know.
I know the story behind that.
I mean,
do?
I believe so. But yeah, we actually have a lot of our two stores we have a ton of like dog toys and
Yeah,
like
little
all sorts of
accessories and
accessories.
stuff.
Yeah, you can get
It's all
great
about the
gifts.
turns.
A lot of the local earring makers, jewelry, regular birthday cards. We have all tons of stuff. If you want to get good birthday,
That's
and,
awesome.
some gifts. Yeah, we have.
I
it
think
actually
that the
does a-
exotic snacks are a great gift.
It is.
And
It's a great thing.
conversations started.
These are huge. These are huge now. So they do. I agree.
Work them over.
All right.
So how this will work is, I'll choose one thing, you choose the same thing. We'll kind of try them together.
Pop Shop Gallery.
Pop
meat
Shop Gallery, North Providence, Rhode Island.
Okay.
They are a smoke shop.
Oh, they're local.
Yeah,
Or-
right in North Providence, Rhode
Now, where
Island.
are we in?
This is still technically Rhode Island. It's Fall River. This is the last
Fall
stop
River's Mass,
before
though.
Fall River. This
So
is
is it
Tiverton.
Tiverton or
Yeah,
is
it's
it Fall
Tiverton.
River? All right.
He's-
So is it technically called?
his zip code's Tiverton here.
Okay.
Yep.
That's I was just
We're
curious.
gonna do a quick photo camera. Real
Okay.
quick.
If you can hold that up, thank you.
Yes, North Providence, Rhode Island, Pop Shop Gallery and Boutique. They have fine exotic snacks
So
and
it's-
awesome glass and accessories.
Okay, glass. So it's like a glass.
Yeah, it's a head shop and
Yep.
exotic snacks
kind
store.
of like here. Okay.
All right, let's see what we start with here. I think we start with these Doritos here.
Oh shit.
These are garlic steak Doritos. I don't know if you guys can see them. I can already tell that they're going to be pungent just by the name garlic steak. Have you ever tried such a thing?
No.
All right. You like garlic?
Yeah.
Do you like steak?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm good. Yeah.
So I think that's a. I think
You're
it's
gonna
a fun
get someone
combo.
up here and be like, "Oh, I'm a vegetarian." A little late now.
You know, they don't smell as bad as I thought. Smell them. They smell just like regular
They
tortillas.
smell like Doritos.
Yeah, they smell like
That's it.
Doritos. All right, here, I'll grab one. You grab one too. All right, no, now that I'm smelling them. No, they taste like garlic and steak for sure. Oh my god, it's definitely Dorito-y though. Now that I'm getting a second, I like it.
I say it's it's good.
They're a little sweet though.
I forgot. We're just trying. This is edited, right?
Yeah,
We're gonna
yeah.
promote these guys, right? So we can't
Yeah.
say. I'm like,
They don't, if
I
you
guess
don't like
sounds
it,
like a, no, it sounds like
you don't like it, you
it
let
tastes
'em
like
know.
a fancy Cool Ranch.
yeah, fancy Cooler Ranch.
I don't find.
There's a
yeah.
little sweet. You know, it's not
It is.
bad.
I don't see much steak, is what I'm saying. That's all.
No, not
But
much
it's
steak.
good. I like it.
I'm
It's
getting a
actually
bunch
great.
of garlic. All right, next up, Cam. You like Snickers?
Yeah.
I love Snickers. Snickers is one of my favorites.
Not a lot. I don't eat unless it's like
Wafer
tofu
rolls.
and
There's
sushi
2 of
and-
them in here.
All right, let's do this. What is it now? What are
A
we supposed?
Snickers wafer roll. Looks like these are also from Japan. All
There
right.
you go.
Oh man, it's got a great texture. I wonder. It's got like the peanut butter on the
Yeah, like
outside.
little.
The nuts
It's
on
good.
the
It's
outside.
got some. Yeah.
Kind of more fun than eating a Snickers.
It's,
don't know.
yeah, it's way better.
I like wafers. I'm a
What's
wafer
it called?
guy. Snickers wafer rolls. Pretty bomb.
So
That's a heater.
it's like that rolled up ice cream they do. You notice
Yeah,
that?
I
That's
love the
what
rolled
they-
up ice cream. I
Yep.
get it every time I go to the mall. It would be cool if we gave them a couple packs of these. You chopped them up, threw them in the ice cream. I bet that would be super, super bomb.
I bet they already are.
All right, what we got next? Okay. Twix pods. This is different. They're kind of like Tide Pods, but they're Twix. Gooey dollop of Twix inside. Yo, shout out Pop Shop.
Those are good.
My boy Beavis coming through with the unique snacks. I've never seen those before.
He did a
dude.
good array of. He
He
definitely
did.
picked out a good.
He knew who you're gonna have on the show, so he wanted to make sure it came correct.
Should I open mine too, or?
Nah, save all those for your wife. You
All
guys
right.
can go through.
Yeah,
them
she'll
home.
love that shit.
Get all weird when you're watching movies or something. You know?
Fan of
These
it.
actually look good. They're filled with little Twix, little caramel.
Oh damn! And they're not. They're very.
They look bomb. Twix pods, guys. Come on, Tide Pods, Cam. Cheers, my friend.
That's a Doug.
I could eat those all day.
Yeah, you crush a bag. of
That's
them.
actually dangerous. I
They're
love
good.
them.
They're good.
No, I like them. They have a good texture. And we made sure we chilled the sodas. Because Fanta, And their drinks, I think, are some of the most popular things. There's so many variations of these, you know?
Exotic. I'll
Fantastic.
try it.
Salute.
Bet
I
it's
appreciate
gonna
you
be
for
fruity.
joining us on the show today.
Yeah, this
It's an
is
honor,
great.
my friend.
These snacks were great. They were
Everything was fire,
yeah,
right?
everything was great.
I'm gonna pack everything back up so we can get these off the screen real quick. Here you go, my assistant.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Boom. Ooh, smells kind of green apple-y.
Yeah, I was gonna say definitely got that.
Classic. It's good.
It is.
It's a little bit more flat. I don't know why Fanta's always kind of flat. I like a nice bubbly soda.
More of a fruity, passion fruity versus an apple.
Very much passion fruit. You're correct, my friend. So now we're hitting the midway mark of Carrying the Torch podcast, first episode, having a blast here with Chem Dog. I wanted to segue a little bit into talking about culture and art, my friend. Because I am a huge fan of your glass art.
Yeah.
How did glass and you come together?
Well, Grateful Dead.
It all comes back
Which,
to
by the way,
Dead,
Grateful
guys.
Dead is, I feel, almost the first form. I say this, don't take it the wrong way. The first form of social media in a certain way,
No, I can
because it got
completely-
everybody together, and we
Yeah.
all and it spanned a lot of
Well, I'd say
things
the
like
Grateful
social
Dead
medias.
even birthed
But-
IC Mag.
Yeah, it birthed a lot of things, but
Yeah.
anyway, birthed relationships, marriages,
Yeah.
everything,
Everything like that for you.
Business partners. I'm here because of that, or I
Yeah.
wouldn't be here sitting with you
Yes,
probably.
sir, man.
But yeah, where were we on that?
Talking about glass and culture.
Glass and culture.
So, Jerry,
Grateful Dead.
Jerry taught you?
Well, no, very Grateful Dead. Glass pipes are a big thing on Grateful Dead,
Yeah.
and I was like, wow, these are really, really cool. So I started seeing more and more, and I started seeing the Snodgrass family. Bob had a ton of glass back in the 89, 90 range. It would just go, him and his wife Marie, go with just cases of glass, and just, it was very, you'd have to catch him at the, in the beginning, because it was like,
Shout out to Snotty.
Yeah.
I just got to meet him for
Yeah.
my first time last
great,
weekend.
great family.
Bob's
And,
hit it off.
Yeah,
He said 1306.
yeah.
Spells Bob. 1306 for life now. I won't ever forget it.
He's awesome. So I
Cool
spent some
dude.
time there. I used to bring him some bud, and it ended up, being friends with him and starting to be like, hey, I'd like to get some glass. I started buying glass from him, and I was like, hey, I'd like to learn how to do this. So I was like, I just went up there and I watched them guys for
amazing.
like 2 weeks. It was like
This
him,
was in the
Cameron,
90s?
93. I went up and
Wow.
watched them. Came back home, just started getting my own setup and working, and I had a good friend, and we went to high school. We grew up together, Jerry Kelly, and he was
Yeah.
like, wow, he's
Shout
looking
out
at
Jerry.
it. Yeah, and he was looking at like, wow, this is cool. He'd like to get into this, and he jumped in too, and we kind of were like the first, couple guys around Western Mass that were blowing glass. And look at to this day, Jerry's still going 33 years, 32 years strong, I believe it was.
Kind
I
of getting more
forgot.
popular than ever.
Yeah, yeah,
I think that has a lot to do with the Grateful Dead culture taking the world by storm.
yeah.
I
And
don't
thank God for flower, because a lot of our stuff is
100%.
based on smoking weed.
Yeah, and roses.
Yeah.
Gotta give it up for all the roses out there, including my mom, Mama Nugs. Love you, Rose. But yeah, man. So it sounds like you and Jerry kind of had like a very unique mutual interest
Yeah,
at the same time.
yeah.
Now that ended up kind of falling off for you back then, and he kept riding with it.
No, I blew glass from like
On and off.
93, 90. I mean, from 94 on straight up till 2000, and then 2001.
Wow.
2001 I
That's-
stopped.
that's a long
And that's
time.
when I started the Chem D.
Yeah, that's when you
I
started the Chem D.
pulled out some more of the original 13
Yeah.
seeds, and I
So
started
the
Chem D
91
then.
came first,
Yep,
and
and the
Chem
Chem
D
D.
came second.
Yep,
And that was about what year?
2000.
2000?
It was my millennial.
Yeah, your
My
millennial.
millennials
Yep.
strain, I called it.
Was that is the D across of the 91?
No, the D is just one of the
another
bag
pheno?
seeds.
Yeah,
it's
one
just
of the
another
bag
bag,
seeds.
one of the
It's just
13
another
bag seeds.
pheno.
So we don't know. Yeah, another pheno. We
That's
don't really know
crazy.
what it is.
Is that what the 4 is?
So the Chem 4 is, I met back up with Joe B and P-Bud on the online forums
Yeah.
on Overgrow, and ended up sending them back a few of my original seeds back to California in 2006, and they started those, and they had Chem, whatever, 234,
Yeah,
1, 2, 3, 4,
2, 3, 4,
and
that was
they,
the best.
yeah, they
My-
kept Chem
my
4, and that's
personal
how
favorite
grew.
is that 4.
So the Chem 4 came out of the bag seed.
That 4 is just
Oh, yeah, we grow it at
incredible.
Canna Provisions.
And I really love the sister. And I've
Yeah.
been super spoiled out here with you with a lot of your strains from your crew, especially, Big Up Low and Arlen and all
Yeah,
those guys.
them
Like
guys
always
do a
showing
great
me love,
job.
man.
Yep.
The
Especially
Chemish, they
Camilo.
put me on to a bunch of
Yeah.
great stuff that, some
Yeah.
people have even never tried before,
Yeah.
That Chemish is unique.
Yeah.
You don't see the Chemish around a lot anymore.
No, we still have it. We
Yeah.
ripped through it. Yep.
That's a good one.
Yep.
Something I really enjoyed. Like
Yeah. It's just like the Chem D. It's a very close sister to it. It's
I like
awesome.
the Star Dog too. And
Yeah,
the Snow.
JJ did a great job on that Star Dog. It's one
Yeah,
of my
the Star
favorites.
Dog is a staple out here. It definitely had that more like citrus gas.
Yep,
you know?
yep, exactly.
And I can still you
gotta
put a
get the
Star
gas
Dog
back.
nug with 20 other nugs. I'll pin that
Yep.
that out right away off
Yep.
the bat. People love it out here.
Yeah,
I used to love the Stardog and the Casey Jones,
the
ironically.
Casey Jones.
That Casey was special, man.
That wasn't. You don't see that much around anymore.
No, I don't know why. You know how it is with strains. They just come and they go.
Just get,
You know, people get bored of stuff. But that Casey yielded.
That was very held slow, not to a lot of people, you know.
Yeah, I don't know why it didn't make its way through too many people. We were getting at least a pound per light off that back in the day.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That was super huge colas.
Especially back then. That's good, you know. That's
oh, yeah, for sure, under the HPS. So I wanted to talk a little bit about, you know, cinema. Shoot me with your 3 favorite stoner movies right now. I want to know what they are.
They're not really stoner movies, but I love National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Me too.
That's one of my favorite movies. Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
That's a great one.
And shit, let's see here. There's so many different movies.
You slept on the Cheech and Chong.
I gotta say, Nice Dreams.
Nice Dreams, me too. I think
that, and that's one of my favorites. Actually,
I don't know
all time.
what it was
actually,
about
stoner movies. Yes, Cheech and Chong, Nice Dreams.
Yeah,
for sure is the top stoner movie.
Yeah, no, it was a game changer. I think for the world.
Up in Smoke was pretty good too.
Up in Smoke too. I think that was like really much more about the weed.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I remember watching it when I was a kid and just rolling around laughing.
Oh, that's what I mean. It's like, you know. It just, I don't know. I think they had an influence on me.
Yeah, I think for me, I'd say How High, Method Man, and Redman. That for my high school years was like absolutely bonkers.
See, my high school year, I was hardcore
Grateful Dead. Yes, in my high school, I started to get more into hip hop.
Because reggae really wasn't. There wasn't a lot of shows.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of reggae shows around back then. You know.
But I did see a lot of rock shows. I did see Steve Miller Band a bunch.
That's awesome.
You know,
I love some Steve Miller, Bad Company, all those like.
Back then, it was very popular. So
yeah, I mean that was all the best touring bands in the country.
We just went to a lot of concerts. You know, Lake Compounds, Great Woods.
I always heard. You know, so is that what Xfinity Center is now?
Is that Hartford? Isn't it the Meadows?
Where's Great Woods?
Great Woods is Mansfield.
In Mansfield, yeah. So I think that is Xfinity Center,
Because
I'll go there and people are like, "This was Great Woods." I'm like, it was something else too.
I gave Fishman in 1996 his first Snodgrass.
Did you?
Whale pipe, yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. I just got the Fume 24 karat in silver for my first time. Yeah. Shout out Manifest Studios. I've taken over 12 lessons recently.
Oh, Larry's awesome over there. I just saw him.
Larry is now my glass blowing mentor. Shout out Larry OG, man. Manifest Studios in Lowell.
And I like how he just took it and just went with it and just riding with it and run with it.
That's my boy, dude. He hasn't stopped progressing. No. Always learning.
I saw his class at the Freedom Rally.
And as a student of the culture, he's also teaching everybody. So it's so cool to see, like, and the passion he has for it. Like, it got me going because I was always intimidated. I had many times I could have stopped in front of the torch.
I saw him Friday. I was very impressed with his work.
Me too, man. He's getting really good. And, you know, he taught me. My marbles are starting to get good and my pennies are too, you know?
Yeah, that's good.
It is like fishing for me. One of the only things I've ever experienced that my mind completely shuts off. And I absolutely love it. I hope one day I get my own torch too.
Yeah, that's why I still blow glass I'll go like a couple times a week.
Your pieces are synonymous now.
It's just slow. You know, I don't go as much, but I do go a lot.
Was Millie Fiore always kind of something you were attracted to?
Liked it. Yeah,
me too. It's different.
You know, I just like the images.
Yeah, the images.
A lot of mine I buy from Jerry. And,
from Jerry. Do you know Nick, dude?
Yeah.
He's also a heavy Millie Fiore collector.
I know what you're talking
Nick.
about.
Also, he looks just like Jerry too.
A few of my pieces.
I'm sure he has. He definitely has a couple of your pieces in the collection. He was at the Freedom Rally and had his Millie collection. I was like, Jesus, just the amount of Grateful Dead pieces he had.
Yeah, that's cool.
But as a Sicilian Italian, I love the Millie Fiore, how it's so connected.
The 1,000 flowers back.
Yeah, man, it's crazy to me. And whenever I see your pieces, it's just like you got to check out every little one because they all tell a story.
I try to make them all different a little bit.
Yeah, man, I see that, and I think that a lot of people might not understand like each one of those little pieces are individual and you're putting them all together in one glass piece. It's a lot of work and it's an incredibly, you know, detailed skill set to develop over the years. And yours shows, man. You also have a lathe?
No, Jerry does though.
Jerry does?
Yeah, but I don't ever really use a lathe. All mine stuff is all
handmade.
Yep.
That's awesome. I'm gonna have to get on the torch with you sometime, my brother. So I want to segue a little
Jerry's
bit.
in my shop. He's in the shop.
Is he right now?
We have a good shop.
I'm gonna come up and visit you guys. I saw him at the Witch Doctor with Tammy Baller. I love those.
He's doing a Millie class up at the shop.
I need to come through.
Like a month, I think.
Take a couple
forgot
classes,
what it is.
man.
Yeah, he's doing great stuff.
Let's segue a little bit and talk about Arcana Collective. This is a huge project that people are still just kind of finding out about because it's still so new.
It's still new, yeah.
Can you give us a breakdown about what's going on with Arcana?
Yeah, it's myself, Josh D from OG Kush, OG Ghost, the Ghost OG.
Ghost OG.
And then Fuji,
Yep.
who did the Purple Fantasy stuff and worked with those. And there's Sonny Chiba, who was on the TGA from Subcool days. And we have good old Sonny Ross or jeez, I'm
everybody's nickname.
No, it's Kaya. I mean, he has a Ross Kaya Paul.
So this is kind. Arcana is kind of a collective.
Roots. He's Northwest Pacific roots.
Yeah. So you guys are all from all over the country, all over the world.
Yeah, all over the country. Mostly United States, mostly West Coast.
So
I'm on the East
a collective of USA breeders who have been in the game for decades.
Yep.
All coming together.
Yep.
All bringing their strains to the table and preserving cannabis history and legacy.
Yep. We're also doing. Basically, we're building a really nice facility right now up in Shelton, Washington. It's almost done, and it's going to be
Is that where you just went to?
I was out for Hall of Flowers.
Cool.
Doing a soft launch of the company.
That was going to be my next topic, is tissue culture, because I don't think a lot of people are up on it, and how much that our future of consumers depends on that. What is tissue culture?
It's just taking the plant, keeping it from its state, from back to its original state, kind of.
Yeah, it's a scientific term
for
plant cell.
Yep, and a lot of it was usually done back with orchids. A lot of orchids are tissue cultured, so it's kind of the same process.
One of my growing mentors was an orchid breeder in Florida.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's
and I hear if you can grow orchids, you can grow anything.
You can get it back to the state of where it was originally.
That's amazing.
So
and now you guys are focusing on tissue culture.
That and clones and seeds and. Also education, educating people.
So with tissue culture, I've been hearing that you can eliminate negative traits.
Yep.
In these strains that have been
so it brings it back to
crossed
clean
over from years and years.
They have gotten
fresh start.
Fresh start, pretty much. Yep.
So if you were to take that Chem 91.
Well, we're still messing around with it to see exactly how it actually brings it back.
But there's major advancements kind of happening.
To see how growing them all now compared to the growing older clones to tissue culture clones, and we're doing a lot of data right now.
That's amazing. To me, that's the future, right?
Yeah.
As we mentioned the tech age, the science age is really where it's all going to come full circle. Yeah. And with minds like that, you guys just pretty much assembled the Avengers.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool team.
You all have your own thing to contribute in your own knowledge, your own expertise, your own experiences.
Yep.
And your own strains.
And you're bringing our own strains. We're bringing we're doing
that Purple's bomb.
A bunch of,
I'm an OG fiend too. Chem Sour OG for life.
Yeah, Josh's OG is great. All them guys have awesome stuff they're bringing to the table.
So stay up to date with Arcana Collective. You find them on Instagram.
Yes, and also Arcana.
How do you say
Arcana.net.
Arcana.net.
Yep.
Huge things popping off, guy. Chem's really at the forefront of some really amazing things in the industry right now. You also have developed and bred some new strains, correct?
We have some new strains in the works coming soon.
Can you mention any of them?
We're working on them. We got to make sure
those NDAs,
but
guys.
They will be ready to go hopefully in December.
Huge. So
MJ
before the new year, man, sounds like we got some great things to look forward to. Some new flavors for the palate.
Also, as you know, I work for Canna Provisions.
Yes. Shout out Eric and Meg.
Yep. We have. We are launching our brand new, which will be probably the next probably be late fall, Bangers. It's our infused pre-roll line.
Huge.
And we're doing it all ourselves. So it's going to be
super
all
cool.
Chem pre-rolls with really good infused.
And that's a Smash Hits production?
It's going to be a Smash Hits production, yeah.
How many of your strains do you have in the vault? It's going to be basically
Smash Hits powered Bangers. And Bangers is a brand.
I love it. Gram joints?
Yep, half gram joints.
Amazing.
Yep. And so
how many strains do you have in the vault?
We have 18 about right now.
Wow.
I always continually switch.
A lot of them are your coveted.
They are, and then I also have the Kush mints.
Yeah, man, you got to bring in some new stuff.
Different stuff. You have to keep everybody.
Yeah, you got to keep the consumer happy, guys.
Yeah, I have Kentucky Skunk, 96 Kentucky
Bring
Skunk
back
that's
the skunk
coming back.
Though.
I'm actually doing a round of New York City haze.
I love it.
I'm doing a round of
I've
dragon
been seeing so
fruit,
much
which
haze
is
lately.
some Vietnamese Thai.
Dragon fruit? Oof.
Yeah, some crazy shit.
Yeah, the land races, man.
Yeah, people want that stuff.
I think we're entering a new era
Yep.
of genetics. Yep. And as consumers, people want old school now.
Yep.
They don't want all this new school hype. And I've been seeing more haze than ever lately, which has been awesome to see.
And that's the thing, the beauty of working for Meg and Eric. I have free reign.
Free reign to do whatever you want.
When Eric wants it, when the weed is done, it's done. It's not 56 days.
With you on the board over there, man.
It's like it's a great scene.
Shout out Eric, man. Great peeps over there at Canna Provisions, and with you on the team, man, they have a unique edge in the market that no one else really has.
Yeah.
And I really respect and admire that a lot.
Yep. And down in if you're in Florida, Flowery has my flower.
Flowery.
And if you're in Connecticut, the Bricks Cannabis has my flower.
Bricks. So you're moving around, you're making things happen.
Those are my partners.
Man.
I just want to shout those guys.
That's what's up, my brother. So. I love to hear all the progression. one more time, I want to just shout out our sponsor, Turning Leaf, Northampton, Mass. We love you guys. You made the show possible today. Let's segue a little bit into advice and legacy. Do you have any advice for up-and-comer growers, breeders, or people trying to get a footing in the industry right now?
Yeah, don't come in swinging like your weed's the best and you grow only the best, because stay humble, man. Put your head down and just grind it out.
We'll tear you down.
Put in the tent. Yeah, exactly.
We'll
put
tear
in
you
a
down.
good few years and just do your work, and don't be a jerk in the industry.
Rule number one: don't rat on nobody.
Yeah.
I think that's something
there's a lot
that
of shit going on about that. We want to touch on that.
Yeah, we don't even got to touch on that. It doesn't need to be said any more than that. But I'd say the same thing, and just tread carefully. Trust.
Yep.
Is something that I think needs to be built and earned in this industry now more than ever. And I would say, like, there's
a lot of great growers out there. A lot of great growers that grow a lot of great stuff.
I think there's more better good growers than ever.
Yeah, there is for sure.
And it's because there's such great genetics out there.
Yep.
Because
genetics are the most important thing.
You could be a terrible grower and your good strain might still come out pretty good.
One of the first I grew was Chem 91.
Yeah, that must have been amazing. Away. I can only imagine.
So it is really.
As someone who sat and trimmed it and seen it go through the full phase, that's such a great plant to grow. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I bought my first light for that plant in Worcester at Worms Way.
That's awesome. In Worcester at Worms Way? The legendary Worms Way.
Yeah.
They used to be
friends' cars to
carry the Arcana. Arcana was hard to find. Arcana and cocoa was hard to find back in the day. Not a lot of people had it.
No, because Yep.
And for a while, that was like one of the best mediums you could get your hands on was Arcana and cocoa. Anything that I've seen from that was spectacular.
Yeah.
I don't know, just that medium, the cannabis responds extremely well to the nutrients in the soil and stuff.
Yeah. We use soil at the grow.
You do,
365
So many ways to spin the dice, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. I still...
A lot of people use cocoa.
I like people... A lot of deep water culture growers seem to have great results for rosin.
Yep.
The resin production is even heavier.
Yep.
So many ways to spin the dice. I always say if you're interested in the industry, just get out there and start attending events.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good one.
That's where I met you.
Yep.
Community Bonfire is actually where I got to meet Chem Dog. I got to grab one of my first tie-dye Chem Dog shirts and say hello to him and his wife and introduce myself, which kind of sparked our friendship online over the last 6 or 7 years. Now I get to do a podcast.
Friends also, you
hundreds of mutual friends. It's kind of crazy about our community. It's smaller than people think it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're not a good person, people are gonna know, and you're not gonna be out here doing the things like we do because. Nope. You're not going to be allowed to.
No,
you know what I mean? And
exactly.
That's one thing I love about our community
is we stick together.
We do.
Yep.
I think that's
100%.
important. And that's what it's always about, right, my brother?
Yeah, I agree 100%.
I wish you nothing but the best in your new endeavors, your new adventures. Next up, we're going to get into pizza time. As you know, I've been making pizza for the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
I've been making a bar-style pizza. We make them in cast iron pans.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's a thin crust pizza. We use 100% cheddar cheese. Hand crushed sauce I make from scratch all the time. Our dough is all from scratch. You ever had a bar pie?
No, I know. That's why I asked you. I was like, Bobby, I know you make good pizza, man. I'd love
bar
to try
pizza is like a special pizza. It's got burnt edges all the way around.
Awesome. Yeah,
and it's from Massachusetts.
I guess is Pepe's bar pizza?
No, Pepe's was more of a traditional brick oven Italian style.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
This is more of a personal 10-inch pie.
Yeah, no, it's
I got one for us to try. You try a slice real quick.
Awesome.
So we can try it out,
This looks great, Bobby.
It looks pretty good, man. I'm excited. Cheers, 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 my brother. Yeah, let's get out the Juice Man juice, too. So Juice Man is one of my mentors. Not one of my mentors. One of my colleagues. He's amazing. We're having a little technical difficulties with the slicer now, but it's okay. Right here, I got the Willy Bobilly. That's green apple, peach, strawberry, and lemon.
Great pizza.
Thank you. I love pizza. It's in my DNA.
It's
something I just enjoy doing.
Great job, Bobby.
We infuse pizza here once a month. We do 30 pizzas for 30 guests in this lounge.
Oh, that's what you
Shout out Underground Culture, our sponsor. Thank you guys for providing us the space to film today's episode. As well, thank you, Juice Man, for providing us this delicious juice right here. I got the Willy Bobilly. Cam, what'd you get? Good Witch, Bad Witch.
Good Witch, Bad Witch. Red Delicious, Pink Lady, Mint Cinnamon.
Juice Man is an absolute monster in the community. He's made hundreds and hundreds of different fresh pressed juices. You'll never get the same blend 2 times. Non-infused only, ever. And everybody loves them because they pair so good with hash and with cannabis so well.
That's awesome.
And they have they're not infused, so you don't got to worry about getting too high. Cheers.
I don't get too high.
Yeah, me neither. Salute. I appreciate you. Carrying the Torch podcast. Chem Dog, it's an absolute honor to have you on the show today. I feel like I'm entering a new chapter of my life right now. and this is a new project that I'm extremely passionate about. And for you to take the time out of your busy life and schedule to come all the way down here and join me, super humbling, my friend.
Thank you for having me,
I hope
Bobby.
you enjoyed
appreciate it.
Before we sign off, big ups, Turning Leaf. You guys are amazing. Without you, this episode wouldn't have been possible today. Before it's over, Chem, tell the cameras what you got going on. Shout out your next projects, your upcoming events, anything you're going on, where they can find you online.
Arcana, I'm going to be doing the Arcana launch, and that's going to be in December at MJ BizCon. So we'll be doing that December 2nd through the 5th. And that's our full launch on that. Smash Hits Cannabis is my home pretty much in Massachusetts. And that's we have 2 stores, Canna Provisions and Lee and Holyoke. You can find all my flower at Holyoke and Lee, Massachusetts. And if you're in Florida, the Flowery. And if you're in Connecticut, down at Bricks Cannabis 420 Warehouse.
You heard it here first. ChemDog, it was an honor. Thank you for all you've contributed to our culture, my brother.
Thanks,
You've
Bobby.
made it so much better with your presence and with your strains.
Thank you. Appreciate it, sir.
Cheers to the future. Carrying the Torch podcast. We're out.
Cheers.
Salud.